Do you reckon I'll go further, freewood or driver? I'm going to hit both hard, like I'm trying to.
Carry?
No, I mean total.
Total. I think the driver.
Morning, y'all. Right, today's vlog, we're going to do something fun and interesting. Something we can all learn from. That's fun, isn't it? So question of the day, which links to today's vlog, is do you hit a driver off the deck? Post in that comment section down below there if you don't already or haven't already. Hit the thumbs up button and thanks for doing that. And also don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel if you don't already, because then you get notified every time I upload a video. And we've got lots of good videos coming, including this one. So we're going to talk about driver off the deck today. Is it an actual shot? There's been a few, there was a couple, was there 2 or 3 at the British Masters, which were getting shown a lot. I saw some image of, I think, Westwood hitting one recently, which was on European tours, Instagram flying around. So driver off the deck, is it a shot you should play? So driver off the deck, why would we hit it? Does it go further? That's the feeling for me. Certainly it's a shot I used to play as a kid because it gave me a certain shape as well. So this club from the ground, can it be done? Let's get the Torquay Golf Club. Driver off the deck, Dan, is it a shot you play?
Yes. Oh, yes, with my old driver. I haven't tested it with the new driver yet, but I like to play it occasionally.
Does it go further than your freewood?
I don't think so. If I get a good one and it runs out, then yes. Does it carry as far? Nowhere near as far as my 3 would know.
Dan thinks driver. Should we measure? Completely missed that. Oh look, that came exactly back well. I'm not sure my back's gonna handle this. Should we drill into these numbers? So the top ones here is a 3-wood, not the driver is marked on. So ball speed increased, 149 with the driver down to 142 with the 3-wood, which I'd expect, less loft. Look at the launch angles, very low launching, 5.4 to double the launch with the 3-wood through to the driver. Again, I would expect that. What's interesting though, double the launch, but 23 delivered loft with the fairway wood and 15 delivered loft with the driver, not double the loft. So strike high and low on the face is going to play its part, which we'll come to later on in the video. So let's take a look at the key numbers, the one everyone wants to know. So carry 224 to 226 with the driver. Driver carrying 2 yards further than the 3-wood. That does surprise me. And total yards 241 to 246 with the driver. The driver is carrying further and then in turn rolling out further, which amazes me. To be honest, I'd expect it to roll out more, but I wasn't expecting it to carry more. So the big question in these 2 clubs for me is that extra 5 yards of predicted roll. Remember, this is predicting roll on one surface. You can change the surfaces if you wanted to in the software, which you could do, but I would like to do it out on the course. Fiery links course, that descent angle that we see here, with 26 degrees with the driver, might run out much more than the 37-degree launch or descent angle that you get with the fairway wood. So it'd be managing that on the conditions from a wet, lush fairway to a fiery, burnt or a links fairway where it's going to roll out. Obviously it's a prediction, that's where maybe the driver might jump into its own when you feel like you can run it up there. The bigger message for me here is what's happening. We're going to look at the club delivery numbers in a second because they really start to show an important lesson I think we can all take from this fun exercise of wanting to hit that romantic driver off the deck shot, because I'm doing something in my delivery which I'm kind of aware of but not really, to try and manage this club. And if you understand the points that I'm trying to deliver with the driver over the 3-wood, I think it there shows the skill of what you should be trying to do with your swings and ideas of delivery. Because I'm subconsciously, and as a kid I was doing this when I used to take driver off the deck, trying to deliver functional numbers with the driver, well, not really knowing I'm doing it. And I know lots of you think, well, I'm not skilled to do that, but you will be surprised the amount of mixed array of golfers that I challenge with the term loft, which we're going to go on to in a second, and then in turn how they react to that without even knowing they're doing it, and often in a very positive way. Let's show you what I mean. So let's think about what I'm trying to manage here. What am I actually trying to achieve? So we call it a driver off the deck. Basically I've got not enough loft with the ball on the ground in a place where it's hard for it to hit. The middle, the bit I know I want to hit, it wants to hit the bottom because it's not teed up and this club is deep. And if you look at the strikes of the two batches of shots, you can see how much lower on average I'm hitting the driver, so how much higher on the face I'm hitting the fairway wood. But remember, both from the deck. So I'm trying to manage that. First thing I'm trying to manage that with is with my angle of attack. It's more down with the driver than it is with the fairway wood, because the mat we're hitting on has a little bit of give, like a fairway does. So I'm trying to get into that give to move my strike as high up on the face as physically possible. So when it comes to hitting driver off the deck, I still put the ball forward in my stance, but what I'm doing is I'm turning more on top of the ball. I don't feel like I would do my normal turn with my driver, which is to come more behind it, try and bottom out early and get up. My driver swing, I'm 2 to 4 up at it normally. So 2 down is 4 to 6 degrees different. And I'm changing that basically with this angle. So top of the backswing trying to be more here, opposed to so much angle here with my body, tilting what I would feel away from the ball behind it. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I know I'm going to have the face open to a path, so why am I doing that? Well, think about it. I'm trying to manage loft. I'm trying to add any kind of loft I can to this club as much as possible, because I know I'm struggling with launch. Look at the launch angle, it was something like 5 degrees, wasn't it? So I know if I have a face open to a path, it's going to encourage a little bit more dynamic loft to impact. That's going to lose the ball off to the right, so everything starts at the left. I swing left, try and get my path left of the face to still try and hit target. Then it's just up to strike, which can be very variable, and on this test it did quite well. So if you're going to hit driver off the deck, for me it would feel more like how I would play almost a hybrid without the shape. So how I would attack a hybrid. I feel like I want to take a little bit of a divot. I don't feel like I want to pick it off like a tee shot, like a normal driver shot. And then the other thing I'm going to need a lot of, if you think about it, is speed. Because if you look at the numbers that I generate, the spin lofts, the launch angle, if there isn't enough resulting ball speed in there, this ball's just going to fall out the air really quickly. So you need speed, your angle of attack's going to need to change, you're going to have to manage strike, and then in turn you're going to have to manage a little bit of face the path to try and get a fraction more loft on that club. So you could argue I'm almost turning it into a 1.5 wood. I'm not doing what I do with my driver normally, which is to try and hit up and marry spin lofts down so it's tighter to take spin off to get as far out there as I can. I am hitting down and adding loft, like I would with an iron, or more like I would with a hybrid. So what does that mean to you and your regular shots? How can this club help you with that? Well, it can help you because you're understanding, hopefully a bit from this video, that we're trying to manage loft at all points. From you give us lofted clubs, we're going to take loft off to get our desired launches. You give us less lofted clubs, put them on a place where we're going to hit them lower on the face, we're trying to add loft. One of the biggest differences I see between handicap golfers and skilled golfers is I can get them to hit the ball, the more skilled golfers, through different launch windows. They're able to manage loft dynamically as they swing from shot to shot to launch it where I tell them to launch it. Where amateurs are so busy thinking about faces open and closed that they forget about loft. And my experience of coaching with students for years now, the more I get them thinking about loft and delivered loft, even letting some of them know that the delivered loft isn't the same as what's there at the beginning. There's a dynamic change, blows their heads off and opens a whole new world of practice. So think about what I talk about a lot. Wrist angles from tests I've done before, and I've done videos on it, and lots of people, they don't quite always understand it, but hopefully this is helping a bit more. Changing wrist angles, so into flexion or extension, has massive effects on loft delivery, while if you give someone one target and ask them to move their wrist around, it can have very little effect on face the path, yet we're all very keen to have a big understanding of what opens and closed are, where actually getting students to control, manage with different clubs dynamic loft is a huge benefit for changing paths, changing deliveries, changing strikes. Look how it changed my delivery there. It just changed my delivery massively from what I do with a club where I'm comfortable with the loft. So driver off the deck, you're going to see tour players play it because they've got speed. Imagine the numbers I'm putting in there, and then you up the speed, it's going to go even further still. It might even get a bit higher with the driver off the deck, which then would make it go even further. If you're an amateur with speed, it's definitely a shot you can try, but trying to keep it online is hard. Depending on what freewood you've got as well. Is it loads better than your freewood? Well, you should go and do this test. It's debatable. It's going to be so situation based on the rollout, those kind of things. Driver off the deck, it's gun-ho, you know, it's it's like, you know, it's mega. It's Locky Day stuff, eagles off drivers off the deck. But if anyone remembers that video, I reckon there's a good chance he'd have got there with his 3-wood as well. Trouble is, he can't hit his 3-wood. That goes right. Post comments down below, let me know what you think. Hopefully this video gives you a bit of an insight into what Driver Off the Deck is about and how we can all learn from it. I love doing videos like this, and you should try and hit shots like this if you ever get spare time, because it teaches you a lot about yourself as a golfer and your delivery and your limitations and not when you push loft to extremes. Have a good weekend, everyone. One of these for 2 subscribers. I'm going to win one of these each on Monday. If you're not a subscriber already, hit the subscribe button and you'll be entered into the draw to win one of these Ryder Cup putt-outs, Team Europe, Team America. Have a great weekend. It's getting cold over the weekend apparently in the UK. We'll have to put the fire on. Do quite like that. See you on Monday.